Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi friends, my name is Siti Maramiti Aladin, and today I'm going to talk to you about my project for English for Oral Communication OUMH 1303. We were given a topic called sports. So I choose to do volleyball for this project because first I'm a volleyball player. I mean, I used to be play volleyball, but not professionally. I played in school games. So primary and secondary, this was the sports that I joined. So I used to play this. Before we go to the history of volleyball, I just want to share with you all the reason why I choose this is because I just finished watching a Japanese animation called Haikyuu. This is a volleyball animation. So it started from a manga which called comic in Japan, and the animation is so good. I really enjoyed watching it. The energy, and it was fun. It reminds me of my youth. So what timing? I finished the animation and now I'm starting my project. So I feel that this is the right time to talk about volleyball. So but I don't know about the history, so let's start with the history first. So volleyball was introduced by William G. Morgan. He was a physical director at the Young Men's Christian Association, YMCA. Okay, so he invented it at 1895. So William was inspired because he was actually looking through sports that usually use most of hand movement, the arm and the hand. So he was inspired by elements of other sports that focus on hand, such as handball, baseball. So that was the nature of volleyball. That's how it was given birth to. He wanted something that using hand to uh, to handle that sport. So the game was actually not called volleyball in the first during its premiere. It was called internet. However, in 1996, it was changed into volleyball by Professor Alfred T. Halstead, who noted that volleying was the actual nature of the sport. So he felt that volleyball would serve a better name instead of internet. And the game was a phenomenon. It became popular in the US. And personally, I think volleyball is a better name than internet. I mean, just imagine if the name was still internet. Okay, let's look at 1910, how this game was introduced to the world. So it was introduced to the Philippines. Why I say Philippines? Because Philippines was still under the US colonization during that time. It was in 1910, and the Navy officers there played it as a sport. So it was introduced to the local people, and the Philippines took it in 1930 to the Far East Games in Manila. It was the first international championship as a sport, and it skyrocketed the popularity of the game. So everyone loved it. The sport was very energetic. It was fun, youthful. So let's look at uh, the rules, how it changes. So in the 1900, the court was larger with lower net than it was today, and there were 9 players on each team. However, in the 1920s, they changed the rules. The court was made smaller, and the net was raised. Players was reduced to 6 members on each team. Uh, in the 1900, the court was actually quite low. I think it was this height. It was very low. So it was, if you watch the game, you can see the difference. Okay, now let's look at the governing body for volleyball. So since it became famous, FIVB, which is called Federation Internationale di Volleyball, it was established in 1947. So these are the governing body for volleyball. They are the ones that look after the game, the sports, the rules, the regulations, the coaches, the players, and in 1949, 2 years after it was established, they go for their first championship. So FIVB is the man. They are the one that run the game. They, they are the body that the volleyball that controls the volleyball sports. Uh, Yes, let's go to the next one. This is Olympic. When was it debuted? So, volleyball was debuted in 1964. It Olympic debuted in the Summer Games in Tokyo, Japan. So, after that Summer Games, volleyball became famous. So, it was featured in every Summer Games. So, and since it's debuted in the Olympic, it became popular among the spectators. They really enjoyed watching the game. So, it was taken uh, with full love because of the nature of the game. It inculcates a new vibe of sportsmanship. Let's go to the next one. Beach volleyball. Okay, because volleyball was so famous, it they have another section of volleyball which is beach volleyball. So now beach volleyball was uh, made their debut in 1996 Atlanta, USA, in the Olympic program. So how is it played? It is played on the sand court with two players on each team. So it became a popular summer games. So usually when people go to the beaches, bring their families, they will play beach volleyball. Usually you will find a net over there. So people will come down and play beach volleyball. However, mind you, playing on the sand is much harder. Okay, now let's go to the popular pop culture. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So volleyball is very famous. I have two posters here. First is Moeru Attack. For those who I think those who were born in the 80s, they will remember. It was an animation also, but adapted into the live adaptation. Became a Japanese drama. And this is Haikyuu. This is the animation that I watch. They have 3 seasons. This is a good animation plot. The similarities of these two animation and live adaptation is that they really made volleyball famous in Japan, and they uh, bounce back the energy of youth in Japan. So thank you so much for watching my presentation. I hope you have gained knowledge from what I have shared with you today. Thank you. Bye.